Hey, what's going on YouTube? Tough Cookie back here again. Another week, another new video. And everyone is so lucky because today I have a very special guest for the very first Q&A, and it is Pablo. Just kidding, no it's not. Wait, let's see if you guys can guess. Can you guess? Does anybody know? Okay, hold on 1 second. I think you guys might have guessed it right. I have right here, this is my wife, Crystal. Crystal, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name's Crystal. I'm wife.
All right, that was her introduction. So some of you guys have already met Crystal, and there's probably some of you that have not. This is my wife. We've been together for roughly a little over 8 years now. Been married for almost 4. It'll be 4 this November. And for our first Q&A, we have about 8 to 9 talking points and questions that I got from people through Instagram, a few from text messages, some on YouTube, and then some from in person. So the very first one we got is, what is your sports and athletic background?
Not much. I did dance growing up. That was like my sport. I also did cheer. I did a little bit of tumbling, but mostly like mobility, flexibility, dance, like my body, not like ball sports.
Yeah, so Crystal, she's actually helped me out a lot with mobility and stretching, and actually, like I've said before in earlier videos, a lot of what I have for overhead, like all of my overhead work, I really owe to her, because she's the one that initially helped me out with doing that. And even at one point in time, when I was practicing my splits, which I don't really care too much about now, but she actually helped me out with that because she was able to do her over splits, but that's a topic for another time. All right, so next question. How would you describe your role with Andres for weightlifting? Physical, mental, emotional? Ooh. So we'll just go with we'll go through each one, but we'll do physical first. So this is what we'll do. I'll give my point of view and she'll give hers, or she'll give her point of view and I'll give mine on each one, and you guys can kind of see how we both look at it. So why don't you go ahead first, babe, with physical.
So what I was always taught in everything that I did was the more flexible you are, the less injuries you'll sustain. So walking into this and seeing the lack of flexibility that Andres had, I really was like, you need help, and I was here to help him. I actually was cheer captain for 2 years, so I stretched my whole group of girls. So I was like, hey, you just stretch with me, because I stretch every day. And I kind of taught him like back bends, arm mobility, a lot of legs. That's the most important. And all of your joints, really,
Yeah.
where you get injured the most.
Yeah, I mean, for the physical aspect, as far as like her role goes, a lot of times, I mean, even for competitions, I go through the same routine for pretty much everything, and for anyone that knows me, they know how I like to stick to a very strict routine. And before competitions, the night before, we actually go through a lot of static stretches and then some other things to help loosen me up, or she'll get the hypervolt or help me any type of areas and knots that I have, she'll work on it. And then, I mean, even for the competition, if I need help doing some dynamic stretches or any type of other stretching routines, she's right there and she'll help me through. So a lot of that physical aspect is stretching and mobility. So next is mental. What do you feel for a mental role? We'll do mental and emotional together, because those really play a huge part together.
Yeah, I guess it's not so much like working out daily and training daily that requires a lot of emotional support. It's more like competitions, and on days where he's a little bit more down or like not as motivated, I think it's important, mostly with like my prayers. I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah.
But also just words of encouragement, just literally a text like, hey babe, like I know you're feeling lazy today, but get out, go do it. You're gonna kill it. Like, can't wait to hear about your new PR. Just things like that.
Yeah, if she didn't, I mean, ultimately, if she didn't support me and wasn't there for me, then I wouldn't really be able to do it, because if she didn't support me, she'd probably be mad at me, and then I wouldn't be able to do it, and I'd be here with her, you know, arguing or other stuff. But anyways, but I mean, the biggest part of that whole mental and emotional thing is that she's always right there next to me, holding my hand or whatever it is. Everything we try to do together. And, you know, we don't have, like, there's a lot of interests that we have that are different from each other, but it's awesome because we get to bring that together. And so me bringing this in and then her bringing in her mental and emotional support is huge, because like she said, there's a lot of times, especially, I mean, if you're saying that I work out, let's, for example, like on a normal training week, 5 days a week, at least 3 of those days, I don't want to go, okay? Because I'm tired, I'm sore, and I'm not really feeling it, and I'll be in the car, and I talk to her every day before I go to the gym, and I'll give her a call and let her know, and then she will give me words of encouragement or send me a text telling me, hey, you need to go and get this, you know how much better you'll feel, and everything, looking towards what I can get from from going and actually doing that workout and, you know, versus just going home and going to sleep or eating or something else, whatever, drowning my sorrow. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is that she's always there for me, helping me out through everything. All right, so Crystal, how do you feel about weightlifting?
I don't understand everything about it, but I mean, I'm around it, so might as well accept it. It's cool, it's scary. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you guys heard it. There's not really much I can chime into there. Sometimes she doesn't like it, and sometimes she does. It just all depends, right? I just gotta, as long as I'm giving her that time that she so well deserves, and making sure that I plan out a schedule properly and not planning things around weightlifting, but that it's more planned around her.
I will say, I do just have an appreciation of like someone who's very passionate about their craft or their sport or their art. And I understand it's a very passionate industry. You can't be weak-minded to participate at all, whether you're competing, whether you're at the highest level, or whether you're barely starting out. You have to have a lot of confidence in yourself, and I can appreciate that.
All right, so what do you do during my meets?
Cry? Just kidding. I dress really comfy, and I try to get the first seat because, you know, I'm the videographer for now. Hopefully that'll change. And I just wait, and I bring my headphones with me, and, you know, I record him when he's up, and I get very nervous. I get so nervous that I can't watch him. So I watch from my phone, and I try to block everything out, because it's one of those things like in gymnastics when they're about to go for a giant pass, and you're like, I hope they don't fall, I hope they don't fall. Like, I just get so nervous, so I can't really watch him. But, you know, just a lot of relaxing. Like, it's not really nervous on my end. I just feel like supporting him because sometimes he'll get kind of nervous and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many of you have ever been to a weightlifting meet or know anything about it, but they are very long. And I mean very long. So from the morning until the time that I lift, we're usually not even back at the house until maybe 4 or 5 p.m. depending on the competition. Actually, arriving at the competition, weigh-ins are always 2 hours before the first lift. And we usually get there about 15 minutes ahead of that. So then we're there for a total of 2 hours and 15 minutes before the first lift even goes down. As soon as that first lift goes down, we're probably not leaving there until another 2 hours. So now we're spending about 4 hours and 15 minutes at a competition. So it's very long, and I understand, and that's why it's such a big thing for her to be there, because we spend a lot of time, and I may not be talking too much because I'm trying to get my mindset, but she'll be right there with me. You know, she'll watch some of the lifts, or she puts her headphones in, and then as soon as my weight class is up, she gets into the front row before my weight class is up to make sure that she's right there. And then, you know, she'll be recording me, and she looks at the phone and she doesn't look at me because she gets nervous. That's one thing I'll always remember.
It's so scary. It's so scary.
All right. So, do you do any type of weightlifting?
No. I mean, like workouts in general, you know, but like actual like weightlifting, like Ollie lifting or like powerlifting, no, I've never really gotten into. I don't really find it very fun.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't blame her. And like I mentioned earlier, I do like that her and I do have interests in different areas. I like that we're able to bring very different things to the table and that we're both able to enjoy it. And I actually like that she is not really into weightlifting and that she's into other things. I actually write her programs I have before. She does a lot of just body weight stuff and maybe like, you know, some light weights. And actually at one point in time, she actually did have a pretty good back squats. I do like that she's not really into the whole weightlifting thing. She supports me and it actually works out really, really well. But I mean, overall, she's very healthy. You know, because I mean, you don't really have to be into fitness or into working out and all that stuff to be healthy. And that's the big thing, is that even though maybe she doesn't want to do that kind of thing, and I'm 100% okay with that, but that she's healthy and that her health is always good. All right, so this was a really interesting one, but how do you feel with weight gain versus weight cutting? And actually, before she answers that, just to let you guys know, I've already said this plenty of times, all right? When I was in wrestling, I cut quite a bit of weight, and I would do it pretty early, so my weight would be low. And then this past year, and I mean exactly a year to the day, I had finished 40 pound weight gain total. I went from 180 to now 220, so 40 pounds. All right, go ahead.
So, I've seen it all. I met him when he was in wrestling, so 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, we met 9 years ago.
Yeah, we met total 9.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was not fun. That was not fun at all. He was very grumpy, really irritable. I think that was like just the time also. You had a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
But weight gain is definitely a happier Andres, for sure. A more enjoyable one. But I think even then, weight gain, like, it doesn't take him a lot to lose a ton of weight, or, I mean, gaining's been a little bit of a slower road.
Yeah, a year.
But, I mean, your weight, you can get it to where you want, and I feel like you're very lucky in that aspect. I mean, you're really determined as well. It's not all just, like, genetics, but weight gain.
Yeah, so she picked weight gain, and to tell you the truth, I would too. One of the biggest things about weight gain, I mean, and some of the people at work probably know, there was actually a few times where there'd be some mornings where I'd be a little bit upset because I did at one point get sick of eating food because I was consuming a lot of calories to get my body where I'm at. And now maintaining, it's not nearly as bad, but going through that first year of doing that and trying to put on more mass, it did take a lot of determination, especially after I was injured for a little bit, so that kind of set me back, and then I had to get back into it. But I mean, after like a healthy weight gain, your testosterone levels will naturally go up, which is awesome. And then you feel better, especially at my height. I'm about 6'2", and going 6'2" at 180, which I didn't exactly feel that great. And now 220, I do feel good, other than running, which you guys probably saw. I look like a little bit of a big boy running this past weekend, but it wasn't too bad. All right, so next one. Worst thing versus best thing about me doing weightlifting.
From my perspective, the best thing, no, I'll start with the worst thing. The worst thing is not having you all the time, or like scheduling time in. That's kind of annoying. I feel like at first, being really honest, at first I was conflicted because I felt like he was putting weightlifting in front of me. That's his passion. And for you to be passionate about something, you have to kind of like make sacrifices in certain areas. Now you're really good at scheduling in us, like a lot of us. Like I feel like now I do come first. But that's my least favorite part, is like the time. It's very time consuming. Like him getting to the gym, stretching, doing his whole workout, then cooling down, him driving back. Like it's hours and hours. Like I feel like you're at the gym for like 6 hours a day, even though you're not. But the best thing for me is a happy Andres. I feel like that's definitely his release, and people need that. I feel like I don't mind loaning my husband to the gym if I get a happy husband in return. So I feel like that's the best for me. I feel like I've seen you grow in a sport that you love, which is great. It's like your hobby, your passion, your thing, and I don't mind loaning you over to that. Sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one of those things that just comes with maturity and building a relationship, growing as a person. Sometimes, especially being, we're both fairly young, and years ago, well, I mean, I first started weightlifting 2 years ago, but what she's mentioning is just working out in general from when she, had first moved over to San Diego, which was before I started Olympic weightlifting. I was just working out at the gym. But a lot of that just comes with maturity in the relationship. You have to learn where you got to make sacrifices and how to do it. And sometimes it does take sacrificing your own schedule to plan around someone else's, so that way we can have that together time. And I mean, there's even times now where I do mess up a little bit, but I try my hardest to make everything more around her and not around that. And there's, like I said, there's sacrifices that come both ways. And now, I mean, even people that know, or they see me at the gym when I go to train, I'm very determined to get in there, to not talk as much, and to get that work in, get my stretches in, get my cool downs in, so that way I can make sure I can go home and go on with everything else. All right, this was the next one. How have you made it this far with his sarcasm?
I feel like I'm also a brat, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we level each other out. Like, he's very insensitive at sometimes, and I'm a giant softie, but I can also be a big brat, and I feel like you have to have that with each other. It's never boring, I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously for a lot of you that are watching, you probably know how sarcastic I am. I'm definitely sarcastic, and I joke a lot, and I am with her. And a lot of people, when they meet me and they see me and they see that I'm pretty much the exact same way with her, except that she gets much more love than anybody else does. And I'm
sure.
Yeah, I'm
but
definitely much kinder to her.
I definitely can roast back, though. I'm a good roaster.
She tries. I wouldn't say she's a good one. Maybe to other people, not so much to me. Actually, sometimes she is. Okay, maybe. I don't know. All right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. All right, so last question. We're going to be cutting this down here pretty soon. So, for the very last one, why are you so amazing? That was my question.
You tell me. Why am I so amazing?
You know what? Again, for all of you that have ever asked me about Crystal, or those that know her, you guys know how kind and passionate and loving and caring she is. And that's always been a huge part for me, because even though Crystal can have times where she can be, she can be kind of mean, she can be a little intimidating to other people, she's always been there for me no matter what. We've been through a lot, thick and thin, and for those of you who don't know us, who don't know much about our story, the past 8 years and where we are now, especially people that are meeting us now, they have no idea where we were 8 years ago, or I should even say, things have gone really good for us over the past 2 years, but it's taken from those 2 years, those previous 6 years, it took a lot of work. It took a lot of, we spent 3 years out of our relationship, and I think there was 1 year of our relationship where we only saw each other for 40 days out of that year. So it took a lot of growing. We went through some, what I would consider painful times, but we've both grown a lot, and she's grown into an absolutely amazing woman and an amazing wife. And I cherish everything that she does for me and for our family and for those around her, and how passionate she is. And I love her very much. I love you.
I love you.
So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Make sure that you guys drop a comment below. Let us know what was your favorite question, your favorite answer, your favorite response. I'm sure most of you, it's going to be something from her. All right. Well, actually, it should be, because it's Q&A with her. But just let us know what was your favorite response, what you guys liked the most. Let us know if you guys want another one. Maybe we will do another one and come here in the future. But make sure that everyone likes this video. Like this video. All right. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram @ToughCookieLifting, and we will have some more videos coming for you shortly. Thank you. See you guys next week.